உரிமை உலகில் அதிகம், உங்களுக்கு கடமையும் உலகில் பெரிது. தர்மம் காத்தாலே கடமை, தர்மம் காக்காதார்க்கு உயிர் வாழும் உரிமை இல்லை. நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உத்தமோத்தம பிறவியான சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோரும் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உங்கள் வாழ்வின் முதற்கடமை தர்மம் காத்தல். தர்மம் காக்க காக்கும். சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்திட்டால் வாழும் உரிமையை நீங்கள் இழந்து விடுகின்றீர்கள். அதற்கு மேல் வாழ்ந்தென்ன அழிந்தென்ன? பூமிக்கு பாரம் குறையட்டும் என்று அசுரர்களும் ராட்சதர்களும் உங்களை உண்டு தீர்க்கின்றார்கள். அதையும் மாயை கண்டு சும்மாவிருப்பாள். பிரபஞ்ச ரகசியத்தை, பிறவியின் ரகசியத்தை உலகிற்கெல்லாம் உத்தரமாய்ச் சொல்லிவிட்டேன். புரிந்து வாழ்வில் நடந்து உயிரை பத்திரமாய் பார்த்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். அன்னை சொல்லும் அருள் சத்தியம் இது. ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
Let us look at Devi Parashakti's revelations mapped into English. Listen, Andajam, Yonijam, Jalajam, Bijam, like this in 4 types of births in 84 lakh yonis. And all these births, the most greatest birth of them all is human birth. Even in that human birth, being born and toiled many times, after getting burnt and toiled in politics and finance, in luxuries, dharma, artha, kama. And those who decide of not wanting this birth, wanting only moksha, only those will have the Hindu Dharma Yonijam, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam of being born to Hindu parents. Human birth is Uttamam, the best. And Sanatana Hindu Dharma human birth is Uttamottamam, the best of the best. Everyone who took this Uttamottama birth has the responsibility of protecting the science of living enlightenment and Sanatana Dharma. And also they have the right of experiencing its benefits. This right was given to them because of their commitment given by them to do this responsibility. After coming to Bhuloka, by getting mentally deluded and forgetting the Dharma of protecting Sanatana Dharma, Maya, she is taking away all their souls. Understand carefully, I am giving the Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam only for those who gave the commitment of protecting Sanatana Dharma, even by giving their life. After getting the body, because of painful deluge, not dropping fear and greed, for those who forgot to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Maya, she will immediately add them all to the list of those who are not worthy of living. Therefore, Rakshasas and Asuras are automatically taking away their life. Understand properly, for those who stand that even by giving their life, they will protect Dharma, will permanently have Virasvarga and Kailasa Padavi. For any reason, people who forgot to protect Dharma, having the Uttamottama birth of Sanatana Hindu birth, there is no other way for them. Sanatana Hindu Dharma human birth is Uttamottama human birth. Your rights in this world are immense. Also, your responsibility in this world is large. Protecting Dharma is responsibility. Those who do not protect Dharma, they do not have the right to live. Understand properly, all those who took the Uttamottama birth, which is Sanatana Hindu birth, all of you understand. The first responsibility of your life is protecting Dharma. If you protect Dharma, Dharma will protect you. If you forget to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, you lose the right of living. After that, what bothers whether you live or get destroyed? Asuras and Rakshasas will eat you, so that the burden on earth is reduced. Seeing that Maya, she will keep quiet. So now let us understand what is the responsibility of Hindus as revealed by Devi Parashakti. Hinduism represents the world's most ancient yet progressive indigenous spiritual tradition. It is an open framework model of civilization that stands for global peace, vegetarianism, non-violence, yoga, worship of nature, temple-based living, manifesting spiritual powers, and the inherent divinity of every being. The Hindu nations were ecosystems where more and more enlightened beings could be produced, so that enlightened civilization could be kept alive and its great gifts shared with the world. So now let us look at some of the references from Hindu nations from our Hindu scriptures. One of the most famous Hindu nations was the Ramaraja, the Hindu nation ruled by Bhagavan Rama, and it was described in the Valmiki Ramayana. There were no widows to lament, nor there was any danger from wild animals, nor any fear born of diseases. The world was bereft of thieves and robberies. No one felt worthless, nor did old people perform obsequies concerning youngsters. Every creature felt pleased. Everyone was intent on virtue, turning their eyes towards Rama alone. Creatures did not kill one another. And the description continues on. People survived for thousands of years with thousands of their progeny, all free of illness and grief. The trees were bearing flowers and fruits regularly without any injury by pests and insects. The clouds were raining in time, and the wind was delightful to the touch. Every caste was performing their own duties, satisfied with their own work and bereft of any greed. People were intent on virtue and lived without telling lies. All people were endowed with excellent characteristics. All were engaged in virtue. And another famous Hindu kingdom was the Hastinapur kingdom, ruled by Yudhishthira, and it was described in the Srimad Mahabharata. Devas granted rains to fulfill all wants. The world became free of all diseases. There was no hunger or thirst anywhere. There was no. Those without livelihood were given livelihood. There was abundance all around. There were no worldly worries left for anyone, and there was no cause for fear either. Happiness on earth was in fact greater than even in the heavens. And the Hindu nations had so much to contribute to the world in every field, in the field of enlightenment, health, medicine, art, science, technology, aviation, dance and music, clothes and jewelry, social systems, judicial systems, political systems, legal systems. In every field, Hinduism gave a breakthrough. So now let us understand how exactly our Hindu nations were destroyed over the course of 1,000 years. We faced a three-phase attack. Let us look at each of these attacks. The first phase of the destruction of the Hindu civilization were the Islamic invasions between 800 and 1700 AD. This was the physical destruction of the Hindu civilization, and Will Durant, a famous historian, has described the Mohammedan conquest of India is probably the bloodiest story in history. The Islamic historians and scholars have recorded with great glee and pride these slaughters of Hindus, forced conversions, abduction of Hindu women and children to slave markets, and the destruction of temples that were carried out by warriors of Islam during 800 to 1700 AD. Millions of Hindus were converted to Islam by sword during this period, and millions more were raped and murdered and dismembered. And the Islamic law prescribed for Hindus, as conveyed by Khilji, is described that Hindus are like mud. If silver is demanded from them, they must with greatest humility offer gold. If a Mohammedan desires to spit into a Hindu's mouth, the Hindu should open it wide for that purpose. God created Hindus to be slaves for the Mohammedans. The Prophet hath ordained that if the Hindus do not accept Islam, they should be imprisoned, tortured, and finally put to death, and their property confiscated. To keep Hindus in abasement is especially a religious duty because they are the most inveterate enemies of the Prophet. So you can see how barbaric the Islamic invasions were. And because of these Islamic invasions, you'll see how many Hindus were killed during this time. Over 200 million Hindus were slaughtered by the Muslim invaders. Over 100,000 temples were destroyed, and over 1 million deities and sculptures were destroyed. And it's described, the conquering armies burnt villages, devastated the land, plundered people's wealth, took Brahmins and children and women of all classes captive, flogged them with thongs of rawhide, carried a moving prison with them, and converted the prisoners to obsequious Turks. The next phase of the destruction of the Hindu civilization came with the British occupation. This was between 1700 and 1947 AD. This was the economic and psychological destruction of the Hindu civilization. Again, Will Durant has described that I have seen a great people starving to death before my eyes. I am convinced that this exhaustion and starvation are due not, as their beneficiaries claim, to overpopulation and superstition, but to the most sordid and criminal exploitation of one nation by another in all recorded history. Here you can see the photos of children who were victims of the artificial famines imposed by the British. And the British occupation, during the British occupation, the British Empire used all possible means to destroy Hindu and civil cultural institutions in order to delegitimize and demoralize the indigenous people of India so that they would become slaves in their own homeland. This included discriminatory laws to instill feelings of racial inferiority, engineering artificial famines to starve the natives into submission, annexing Hindu kingdoms to undermine the native rule, mistranslating Hindu scriptures to instill anti-Hindu narratives, destroying the indigenous Gurukul education system, which was the backbone of the Hindu civilization, and destroying the local industries, enforcing importation of British goods, and also banning Indians from owning or producing firearms. And during the British occupation, over $45 trillion was looted from India over the course of 200 years, and 45 million Hindus were put to death due to artificial famines and imposed poverty by the British, and over 680 native kingdoms were usurped by the British Raj. Sashi Tharoor of the Indian Parliament has described that the British came to one of the richest countries of the world, and over 200 years of exploitation, looting, and destruction reduced it to a poster child of third world poverty. Next phase of the destruction of the Hindu civilization came with the secularization of India after the independence of India from the British occupation between 1947 and current day. And this has been ruled by brown faces, British attitudes, and policies towards Hindus. And Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, has described what a disgusting, savage people we are. Politics, progress, socialism, communism, science. Where are they before this black religious savagery? India can never be a Hindu republic. And B.R. Ambedkar, the first law minister and principal architect of the Indian Constitution, has described, if Hindu Raj does become a fact, it will no doubt be the greatest calamity for this country. No matter what the Hindus say, Hinduism is a menace to liberty, equality, and fraternity. It is incompatible with democracy. Hindu Raj must be prevented at any cost. These were two of the nation's first leaders, and yet they had a very clear anti-Hindu narrative. And the modern Indian legal system, academia, and media all systematically also undermine, suppress, and delegitimize the Hindu institutions and culture. The Indian Constitution has established government control and taxation over Hindu temples, while other temples, schools, and other institutions, while other religions are free from this interference. And Articles 26 through 30 of the Indian Constitution discriminates against Hindus by giving special rights and benefits to non-Hindus. This includes government benefits and scholarships. And Hindu kingdoms and self-governance has also been abolished after the secularization of India. And anti-superstition laws have been passed to criminalize Hindu practices and rituals. And mainstream Indian academia describes Hindus as sexist, racist, backwards, and oppressors, and negative media portrayals do the same, and both in Bollywood and in TV. And the media narratives have been used to stereotype and demoralize Hindus. Bollywood and other mainstream media outlets consistently portray Hindu gods and gurus as cartoonish, dishonest, corrupt sex fiends, and in a manner that is similar to the British imperial propaganda. Media narratives are used to shape human consciousness and further political agenda. The racist British colonial stereotypes portraying Hindus as superstitious, backwards, dishonest, corrupt, are perpetuated by their British Brown successors in modern-day India, completely unabated. Here you can see some of the examples of how Hindus, Hindu gurus, and Hindu gods are portrayed in Indian media. So now let us look at the revival of the Hindu nations. The vision that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has given for the Hindu civilization, described during the time of the Hindu nation, is for reviving this whole life of enlightened civilization and all the great things it has to offer to the world. This is, of course, as they be revealed, the responsibility of Hindus to protect the science of enlightenment and Sanatana Hindu Dharma, bringing legitimacy to all the offerings Sanatana Hindu Dharma has and sharing it with the whole world is the purpose of this Kailasa, the Hindu nation. Kailasa is a revival of the cosmic constitution. Kailasa is the model nation of how enlightened civilization should be living and administered. Politics, judiciary, education, economy, everything will be revived as Paramashiva revealed in the Vedagamas, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma scriptures. Being one of the most persecuted civilizations, Hinduism is on the brink of extinction, such that the next generation may know about Hinduism only through our history books. So what can we do to stand up for Hindu civilization and all that it has offered to the world? What can we do to fulfill the responsibility that we have taken as Hindus, that we have given a commitment to, but when we were given this Hindu birth? Today, Hinduism is a political orphan. The preservation and restoration of Hinduism's spiritual and cultural heritage is impossible without a national identity. So what can we do to save Hinduism? As they be revealed, after being given this Uttamottama birth of Sanatana Hindu birth, we have forgotten the responsibility that we have taken due to Maya, due to delusion. So now it is our responsibility to reclaim our Hindu identity. You need to understand that Hinduism is responsible for our successful lives. If we are Hindus and we are healthy, wealthy, rich, successful, peaceful, happy, respectable, have a stable family life, have the best mental setup, it is Hinduism that is responsible. It is the Hindu identity that is responsible for this. It is our Hindu scriptures that are responsible for this. It is the Hindu scriptures which have given us the best mental setup. All the best things that we Hindus have are due to our Hindu scriptures. And Hindus are among the richest and most successful ethnic communities in the world. Our Hindu scriptures, our Hindu lifestyle, our enlightened masters are responsible for this. Hindu thought currents are responsible for this. And here's just one example of how successful Hindus are across the globe. In the Hindustan Times, it was reported that Hindus are the most educated religious group in the US, according to Pew study reports. So now it is time to reclaim our Hindu identity. It is not just the anti-Hindu elements being active. It is the responsible Hindus being inactive that is responsible for this whole destruction of Hinduism. Let us now take the responsibility for Hinduism and let all the Hindus all over the world reclaim our Hindu identity. As they be revealed, it is our responsibility as Hindus, those who have been given the Uttamottama birth of Hindu birth, to protect Hinduism, to protect the science of living enlightenment. Let us look at more about the responsibility of Hindus. It is the responsibility of Hindus to revive this enlightened civilization again and again and give all the gifts of the enlightened civilization for humanity. That is why we were given this Uttamottama birth of Hindu birth. The revival of the enlightened civilization, the Kailasa, the Hindu nation, is the survival need of humanity. So this is an invitation to all the Hindus out there, those who are born Hindus, practicing Hindus, those who are sympathetic towards Hinduism, those who are curious about Hinduism, those who want to explore and enjoy Hinduism. Please come and be a part of the revival of Kailasa. You can sign up today to be a member of Kailasa, an e-citizen of Kailasa, by visiting kailasa.org and signing up to be an e-Kailashian. You can avail all the benefits that Hinduism has offered to the world and share it with the world by becoming. So now let us listen to what the Supreme Concept of Hinduism himself has revealed as the need for Kailasa, the only Hindu nation.
Contribution. Hinduism, Veda Agamas have great things to contribute to the world. Like the great power manifestation science, the ancient culture and arts, the ancient lifestyle truths, the ancient medical practices and medicinal knowledge, the ancient indigenous cultural heritage and jewelry, perfume, dance, music. In every level, Hinduism has so much to contribute. Veda Agamic traditions have so much to contribute. To share all this with the world, to contribute to the world. Hindus need to tell the world what they are contributing in every level. The brand of Hinduism itself is enriching and empowering and enlightening. Hinduism is all about enlightening the world. Empowering, enlightening, enriching the world. Contributing. That is our spiritual life. That is our spiritual strength. That is our spiritual core principle. O humanity, I request you with folded hands, some one corner of the world, if you just give me few hundred acres, I will keep this whole science alive. Leave it for the whole humanity freely. Fortunately, Paramashiva has given me the power to decode all this Hindu medicinal system, Hindu judiciary system, Hindu social law and order system, Hindu power manifestation system, Hindu mental sciences system, Hindu yogic sciences, the sciences of Hindu biology, Hindu physics, Hindu psychology, Hindu physiology, Hindu chemistry, all this Paramashiva has given me the power to decode. Whatever the remaining scriptures are available with the humanity, Paramashiva has blessed me, and I have collected. Not only I have collected and organized, I can decode. This whole science can be kept alive in any one corner of the world. Just few hundred acres are given for me to live peacefully and exist peacefully. I can store this whole thing alive and contribute it to humanity. Humanity can become better and better and better I can make the planet Earth so much better place to live. I am here to contribute, and I will continue to contribute as long as I am allowed to live. I have collected all the remaining available scriptures, maybe 2 crore books. 2 crore means 20 million, I think, books on Hindu physics, Hindu chemistry, Hindu biology, Hindu physiology, Hindu psychology, Hindu law and order, Hindu social system, the power manifestation sciences of Hinduism, yogic sciences of Hinduism. I have collected, and Paramashiva has given me the blessings and power to decode. I have decoded and continuing to decode them. If the humanity, somebody is kind enough to give me few hundred acres in one corner of the world and let me live peacefully, I can keep all the scriptures there and go on sharing with the world, revealing these whole sciences to the world, and go on contributing. I don't need anything other than one cup of curd rice every day. That's all. A cup of curd rice per day over. I can go on be giving this to the world. I can add to the world. I can make the world better place to live. That's all I have to say. Thousands of medicines are described detail in ancient Siddha and Ayurvedic scriptures. Paramashiva has given me the power to decode them, read them, and properly translate and map them to the modern day human language. And I am ready to work 20 hours a day. I just need few hundred acres where I can sit peacefully and keep this library, run a Gurukul where thousands of people can learn this and share it with the world. Understand? I am only interested in contributing. If we can decode all this great knowledge, whole world can prosper from this knowledge. Whole world can enjoy from this knowledge. If I prosper, I will only create a university. I will not create anything else. If the Hindus prosper, they will only create education institutions. Because Hinduism is all about giving, contributing. If I prosper, I'll create university, that's all. Kailasa is all about university, to decode the ancient sciences and share with the world. Understand? Every day I am sitting and going on decoding, writing notes on my books and writing details on my books. whether it is making human beings manifest powers, and I have also now started downloading and decoding the science of making animals manifest powers, whether making people manifest powers or healing. In every level, life is all about contribution, contribution, contribution.
Now that we've understood from the Supreme Pontiff himself what is the need for Kailasa, the only Hindu nation, you can go ahead and sign up to become an e-citizen of Kailasa, an e-Kailashian, by visiting kailasa.org. And you can enjoy all the benefits that Hinduism has and share it with the world. Now, we will be concluding this portion of the program, and we'll be entering into the offerings segment, where we will understand how we can offer our love and gratitude to Devi Parashakti. As all of us know, Devi has been continuously manifesting during this time to bless us, guide us, and protect us during this pralaya, during this pandemic. So if you would like to offer your love and gratitude to the Divine Cosmic Mother, manifesting through Swamiji, you are welcome to stay tuned for this next segment, where we will understand what are the available offerings that you can make to Devi. So an offering is a giving of a divine gift of pure love, devotion, and oneness. And it consists of two parts, the giving and the accepting. Only when the divine accepts when offers, the offering becomes complete. An offering is not made out of fear nor out of greed. But when an avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela, played out for the only purpose of enlightenment. And the Dhyana Shloka of Devi Parashakti translates: moonlight face, holding the Vedas in one hand, fire in eyes with lotus flower, gracing and blessing hands, and one hand with the japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments, in wonderful clothes and shining crown. Her name is Manomani. This is from the Mulagama Manomani Dhyana, and it continues on. I meditate on Devi with three eyes, glowing like a moon, and holding the Veda, lotus, and gracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods, and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. So you'll see that many of these offerings in this segment are made in gold, and there is a great significance of gold, as it is considered a divine element. And it is described in the Atharva Veda, the origins of gold. Triply born by birth is this gold. From the atoms of Agni is one. It becomes dearest to Agni. One fell away from the Soma when it was hurt. One they call the seed of virtuous and powerful Apaha. Let that triple gold be for your long life. And gold is considered a divine element in Hinduism. It purifies anything that it touches. It is an element of great spiritual significance and great spiritual power of healing and enlightenment. And the vibration of gold has a power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears and anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. Gold is present in all of our scriptures, including the Agamas, Vedas, Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, and Puranas. In all Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is one of the most auspicious and purest elements, which purifies our very being. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Ritual fees were even offered in gold bricks. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. Kingdoms were even built with huge doors of gold. These streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold, and horses and cows were even dressed in gold. The Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of rivers of gold. The Indus River was called the Hiranyamaya, the river of gold, in the Rig Veda, and the river Saraswati was called the Hiranyavartini in the Atharva Veda. And gold is the supreme element for offering gifts to the ones you love and revere. And temples were constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold because it preserves the enlightened energy for thousands of years. It lasts forever. So the first offering that we have is the E-Hundi offering, the offering of a general donation. And this is just like you would do in any temple that you might visit. You will just offer a few dollars in the hundi just to offer your love and gratitude to the divine. And now Kailasa has made this very simple for you to do online now that we are all staying at home. You can offer your gratitude to Devi Parashakti, to Swamiji through the E-Hundi offering. And it's described that Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion, and she can be won over through true devotion. If there is any fear in the minds of the devotee, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn, and here it is not the autumn the season, but rather the autumn of our lives, when our thoughts turn more and more inwards, and the role of the divine becomes much more known and clearly understood, and the need for Devi worship becomes much stronger. So you can offer your gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti and offer your kanika, and your name shall be chanted during the puja to Devi Parashakti. The next offering is the Sankalpa chanting, the offering of your conscious resolution. So it's stated that the goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess being prayed without interest in anything gives that knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. So you can offer your Sankalpa, your conscious resolution, and be blessed with the fruition of all your desires and wishes, and whatever that you yearn for. The next offering that we have available is the Sahasranama Swarana Kasu, the gold coin inscribed with the various names of Devi Parashakti. And each of these names is not just a name, but rather a divine quality of Devi Parashakti, whether it's her overflowing compassion or her infinite knowledge, whichever aspect of Devi Parashakti you connect to, you can offer that inscribed on a gold coin. And this is a very special offering, and it is a unique archana that is offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. So this Devi is described as Namapada Napita, the one who likes the repetition of her various names. So you can offer a gold coin inscribed with each of the 1008 names of Devi Parashakti. And you can offer as many gold coins as you would like in various sizes. And you can receive the blessings to have all the Ananta Kalyana Gunas, all the divine auspicious qualities of Devi Parashakti awakened in you. Next offering is the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl. And Devi is very well known to be adorned and very fond of pearls. And of course, the pearl represents the overflowing compassion of Devi. And in this verse, it describes, I bow to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls and the face shining like a full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of the lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddesses Vani and Rama, I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. So when you offer the Muktanguti, the finger ring with a pearl, you will be blessed to be showered by Devi Parashakti's overflowing compassion and love in all of your business endeavors. The next offering that we have is the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus. And it's described in the Kamikagama that all the kalashas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with a new cloth. They should be adorned with the lotus flower made of gold. There are hundreds of scriptural references for the use of the lotus in the worship of Paramashivoham. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involves the consecration of deities of worship with the lotus flower, the lotus leaf, the lotus flower. The lotus is a divine flower. The Shakti of Paramashiva is called the lotus. The base of the Paramashiva Linga is the lotus of Paramashiva is also considered as a lotus ready to bloom. So you can offer the golden lotus in any size that you wish and be blessed to have the state, space, and powers and being of Devi Parashakti and Paramashiva in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situation in your life. Just like the lotus blooms in the murky waters, you too shall bloom in any situation in your life. The next offering is the Swarnameti, the gold toe ring. And in this verse, it describes the power of Devi Parashakti's very toenails. It states, "You whose brightness from the toenails destroys the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees, who prostrate at your feet, you whose brightness from your 2 feet overpower that of the lotus flower." So you can see from this verse, just the very toenails of Devi Parashakti have the power to destroy the ignorance in your mind. So you can offer the golden toe ring, the Swarnameti, to the feet of Devi Parashakti and receive the blessings of Devi in even the most difficult aspects of your life. The next offering is the Swarna Mantika, the gold hairline jewelry. And the Mantika represents the nectar flowing from the Sahasrara Chakra, which is fully opened. And Devi is described as Shuddha Sarabhi Varshini, the one who makes the nectar flow in all nerves from the Sahasrara, the one who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. So when you offer the Swarna Mantika to Devi Parashakti, you will be blessed with the overflowing Sahasrara Chakra and the overflowing bliss from your Sahasrara Chakra. Will be blessed to have the overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion when you offer the Swarna Mantika to the feet of Devi Parashakti. The next offering is the Pratiksha Pada Puja, the most favorite offering of all the devotees and disciples of the Supreme Panchaprakanism, who is manifesting Devi Parashakti for each and every one of us. And in this verse, in the Shloka, in the Saundara Lahari in Shloka 83, it states that the nails of Devi have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of the celestial beings who always prostrate before Devi. Tamo Guna is darkness. And in this stotram, tamas is indicative of ignorance in the minds of the devotees. And by constantly prostrating before Devi, their ignorance is removed and they attain knowledge. So by offering the Pratiksha Pada Puja, you will be blessed with the most auspicious and sweetest path to enlightenment to attain the ultimate knowledge from the blessings of Devi Parashakti and, of course, Swamiji himself. The next offering is the Vastra Seva, the offering of clothing to the feet of Swamiji during the Pratiksha Pada Puja. So you can offer the Vastra Seva to Swamiji, and be blessed with all the auspiciousness and blessings from Swamiji himself. So here you can see the list of the various offerings, the Ihundi offering, the Sankalpa chanting, the Devi Sahasranama Swarna Pasu, the Mukta Anguti, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the Swarna Metti, the Swarna Mantika, the Pratiksha Puja, and the Vastra Seva. So you can make whichever offering that you would like, and it is a very simple process. You can visit kailasamailer.com/seva. So we will be going to that website shortly and guiding you through the process of making your offering. So we can visit kailasamailer.com/savas, and we can guide you through how to make your offering. You can also visit tiny.cc/babasmali to fill out your intention form if you are interested in making an offering but still need some help manifesting, or you would like some more details. You can go ahead and visit tiny.cc/babasmali. You can also go ahead and visit tiny.cc/Devi offerings to make your offering. So we will be going to that website now to guide you through the process of making your offering. Yes. So if you visit tiny.cc/Devi-offerings, you will be directed to this page here. And you can go ahead and choose any option that you would like in a very simple drop-down menu under Save Us. And you can choose whichever option you would like, whether if you would like to offer the Pratiksha Puja, you can go ahead and choose that offering. Or if you would like to offer the Swarna Mantika, you can choose that. And you can add how many ever you would like to your cart. If you would like to offer one for yourself and one for your sister, you can go ahead and add that to your cart. And once that is done, you will be able to view your cart and ensure all of the offerings that you would like to make are there. And then you can go ahead and proceed to the checkout. And here you can fill out your billing details just like you would for any other online payment. It's a very simple process. You can just fill out all of your details. And once that is done, you can go ahead and place your order and make your offering. So you can go ahead and place your order and you will be able to make your offering. And once this is done, you can fill out the Sankalpa form, the form with all your details. So your name can be chanted during the offering to Devi Parashakti. So it is tiny.cc/Sankalpa 2021. And you can go ahead, we'll be showing you that form shortly. So you can go ahead and fill out the form. It's a very simple process. You can just fill out all of your details from your payment and your name and information. And then you can fill out your name and the name of all your loved ones. And so your name can be chanted during the offering to Devi Parashakti. So we will be shortly projecting that form. Yes, so this is what the form looks like. So you can just fill out all of the details in this form. Make sure you acknowledge. And here you can fill out your payment order number and what details of your payments and your own name and all of the rest of your details. Contact information. And you can choose whichever offering that you have made. And once that is done, you will be directed to the next page where you can fill out your name and the name of all your loved ones and all of your details. So once it's a very simple process, and once that is done, you will be set to make your offering to Devi Parashakti. So now with this, we will be concluding this portion of the program, and we'll be entering into the next segment where we will be hearing from the Adi Kailash team about all of the various activities that are going on in Adi Kailash. And we have Ma Daimai Swami here joining us today to guide us through all of the activities in Adi Kailash. Thank you so much for joining us, Ma.
Thank you, Ma. Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, everyone. Welcome back to this segment of multi-layer quarantine facility COVID care protection centers at the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa. So with the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivan's blessings, let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasogadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadusham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. So what we learned from this segment today? Concerning statistics on mental health and global peace across the world due to COVID-19, and what are the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa's contributions for global peace, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's spiritual solutions for COVID-19, and Kailasa's COVID care protection centers, why temple-based ecosystems, Devi Parashakti Akashic UN recognizes Kailasa's contributions. The crisis that we are under. Today, people around the world are trying to grapple with the grim reality that the pandemic is far from over. The aftermath of the current calamity promises to be much more devastating. The greatest economics of the world are facing each other with the disastrous futures. Countries are facing off each other in deep mistrust. Now let us see some of the statistics and current news. Record high cases in Australia amid third wave of COVID-19. Australia reported a new record number of coronavirus cases recently when the country continues to battle the third wave of COVID-19 infections. World Health Organization makes a big statement on Delta variant of COVID-19. COVID-19 has now killed more Americans than the influenza pandemic of 1918 to 1999 did. The influenza of 1918 infected about 25% of Americans and killed an estimated 0.65% with 675,000 deaths. COVID-19 has infected more than 12% of Americans and killed about 0.2% with 676,000 deaths. Now that the US death toll from COVID-19 has surpassed 676,000, the coronavirus pandemic has killed more Americans than the 1918 to 19 influenza pandemic did. Axios and the other Associated Press both reported the grim milestone recently. COVID-19 now officially the US deadliest pandemic as the death toll crosses that of 1918 to 19 influenza. People infected with alpha variant exhales 100 times more virus into the air than the original COVID strain. Six-feet distance may not be enough to prevent viral transmission indoors. COVID-19 Delta variant is still the most concerning, says the World Health Organization experts. COVID-19 pandemic is nowhere under control in the United States. says the chief medical advisor, Dr. Anthony Fauci. He said, right now we are still in pandemic mode because we have 160,000 new infections a day. That's not even modestly in good control. In an interview with Axios, the US has reported 40 million cases of COVID-19 since the outbreak of the virus, with over 4 million infections adding up in the past few weeks. The increase in COVID-19 cases comes as the US administration the vaccine, as the Delta variant has become dominant in the nation and is wreaking havoc. This surge in the Delta variant is driven by vaccination coverage in many communities across the US, according to the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Mr. Fauci said, he said, in a country of our size, you can be hanging around and having 100,000 infections a day. You've got to get well below 10,000 before you start feeling comfortable, Mr. Fauci said. COVID-19 made the world less peaceful with the increase in violent incidences and fatalities after the pandemic. Younger adults are more likely to report symptoms of anxiety and or depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic. The average share of adults reporting symptoms of anxiety disorder and or depressive disorder, what it was in January to June 2019 was 11%, and now in 1 month of January 2021, in just 1 month, it rose up from 11% to 41.1% in just 1 month. Some more statistics confirming the same, that the younger adults are reporting symptoms of anxiety and or depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic. Stress in America, national mental health crisis. COVID-19 is a significant stressor for most Americans. Nearly 8 in 10, which is 78%, say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their lives. Nearly 7 in 10, which is 60, they have experienced increased stress over the course of the pandemic. Of the health workers who treated patients during the China's COVID-19 outbreak, 50% showed signs of depression and 45% showed signs of anxiety. Self-reported mental health among pregnant women and new mothers. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, the depression was 15%. Now, during the pandemic, it rose up to 40.7%. And now the anxiety before the pandemic was 29%. Now it rose up to 72%. Living under stay-at-home orders, 8 in 10 students are struggling with on school or work and avoiding distractions. 55% of all students do not know where to go for help. Understanding the pandemic's impact on working women, percent of women surveyed said their lives have been negatively disrupted by the pandemic. The global economic outlook during the COVID-19 pandemic, a changed world. The pandemic is expected to plunge most countries into recession in 2020, with per capita income contracting in the largest fraction of the countries globally since 1870. International Labour Organization, COVID-19 is a threat to peace building in conflict-affected nations. COVID-19 crisis has worsened already fragile situations. The ILO is more aware than ever of its responsibility to promote peace and resilience in the time of this global pandemic. Mumbai Mayor says the third wave is here. What do September surge in COVID cases tell us? The city mayor has said that the third wave of COVID is already upon Mumbai, pointing to a sudden spike in cases. The third wave of COVID-19 is not coming, it's here, says the Kishori Padnekar. The Mumbai mayor added in an announcement regarding the matter has already been made in Nagpur. Breakthrough infections found in 25% of the health staff. A little over 25% of healthcare workers were infected with coronavirus despite getting fully vaccinated. A recent study has revealed, giving an insight on the breakthrough infections due to the Delta variant. The study, jointly conducted by the Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, the maximum hospitals in Delhi NCR found that the vaccination breakthroughs were far more common during the Delta outbreak in Delhi than previously reported. The new COVID-19 variant Mu shows signs of vaccine resistance. So now that we have seen the statistics across the world, the COVID-19 affecting not only is the physical health and fatality is increasing, it is affecting the mental health of the people, especially the younger generation, and also it is concerning the global health, the global peace. How do we cope up with the current COVID-19 pandemic? It is important to address the COVID pandemic, which is seeing another wave destroying many more lives. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says fatigue is setting in as a result of continuous lockdown and in resulting in delusional ignorance. Holding on to the delusion and supporting the space of delusional decisions leads to delusional arrogance. The global COVID virus pandemic has left the whole world desperately looking for answers. Life, as it had been experienced even back in February 2020, is no longer recognizable. Drastic change is the order of the day, with people having to redefine their world with new paradigms of economy, society, faith, religion, and health. Blessed are those who have had the greatest fortune to be with the incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in their lives to carry them through this crisis. Join the Kailasa's COVID Care Production Centers if you are in India. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. Sustainable developmental goals. Making peace with the nature is possible if we start now. Making peace with the nature is possible only if we start now. Even amid pandemic, 2021 can go down as the year we made peace with nature and set the planet to healing. Our environmental, social, and economic challenges are interlinked. They must be tackled together. For example, we cannot achieve the sustainable developmental goals, including ending poverty, by 2030 if climate change and ecosystem collapse are undermining food and water supplies in the world's poorest countries. We have no choice but to transform our economics and societies by valuing nature and putting its health at the heart of all our decisions. Now let's watch a small clip. World Health Organization Health and Peace Initiative. Health and peace are interrelated. In the words of the Director General of World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros, there cannot be health without peace, and there cannot be peace without health. If individuals and groups enjoy equitable access to health services, fulfilling their rights to physical and mental health, and health actors design neutral health interventions that promote trust and dialogue, and communities are empowered to cope with violent conflicts, then health coverage is more universal than grievances can be heard and addressed to generate trust, and health emergency concerns. Affected communities are more likely to make meaningful contributions to peace and reconciliation and to resist incitements to violence. United States Institute of Peace. Amid COVID, we need enhanced international coordination to build peace. Tackling the pandemic and building resilience in fragile states require concerted international action at local, national, and global levels. As the humanitarian and economic toll of the COVID-19 pandemic continues to grow, so does the risk that this crisis will fuel new conflict around the world while stemming prospects for resolving ongoing ones. Stronger health systems and universal health coverage must be a priority. Remarks to the General Assembly special session in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. For the first time since 1945, the entire world is confronted by a common threat, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, or faith. A new social contract between people, governments, and private sector, civil society, and more can tackle the roots of inequality with fair taxation on income and wealth, universal benefits, and opportunities for all. Now let us see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's contribution for global health, global peace, international peace and security. In relation to that, the Vedic tradition beautifully describes that Yasta sarvani bhutani atmani ivanupashyati sarva bhuteshu chatmanam tadona vivigupshate. Isha Upanishad verse 6, the global peace is the byproduct of the individual bliss. So how do we achieve this individual bliss? Whenever an individual goes through a spiritual bliss, he manifests a beautiful, peaceful life for him and everyone around him. If he is powerful enough, he moves the whole city and manifests peace. He is more powerful, he moves the whole village, the whole country. If he is powerful enough, like incarnations, he moves the whole world and manifests peace. The individual bliss is the source of the global peace in the level of Om, the microscope, and Om are the macroscope level. Whatever level it may be, the global peace is the byproduct of the individual peace. So now how do we achieve that individual peace? By practicing unclutching, by practicing completion. And let's listen from Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism describing how do we achieve the individual bliss by practicing completion. Let's listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, detailed description on this.
Their consciousness, this inner space, you become more one with everything. Today I wanted to expand on the science of completion. How the science of completion can directly impact the consciousness you are carrying and the consciousness embodied in many bodies. Please understand, the more deeper you go inside you, means more deeper space you go inside you, more expanded you become, more one with everything, more oneness you experience. Because the more deeper you go, the more you experience the unified field of consciousness. Various words are used. Some of the Hindu traditions uses the word Atma, Brahman. Some of the Hindu traditions use the word Nirvana. Whatever word you may use, Atman, Brahman, Nirvana, unified field of consciousness, whatever. But one thing I want to tell you, the deeper and deeper you go in your inner space, you experience the vast oneness. The more superficial you are, the more incompletions you carry with others, even with yourself. The more superficial you become, even your own right hand and left hand fights with each other. Different parts of you fights with you. Different thoughts of you fights with you. Even you fight with you, the more superficial you go, the more deeper you start traveling. First, you get integrated. The you fighting with you stops. Then, the people around you get integrated. They fighting with you stops. Completion with yourself, then completion with others, then comes completion with other things, not just living beings, even with inanimate beings. The completion starts happening. Even with the nature, completion starts happening. Please understand, the more deeper you travel, the more deeper you go, the more deeper you settle down, the more deeper you start living. Your cognition expands. Your cognition includes. Your cognition becomes more and more inclusive. More joy, more bliss, more knowledge, more enlightenment. Please understand. The more and more completion happens in you, you will see everyone around you feels complete with you. That is why I am saying, whether they have body or they are disembodied, in the deepest corners of your being, deepermost layers of your being, deepest parts of your being, you experience such powerful awareness, such joy. Going into the deepermost corners of your being not only is a joy, power, because suddenly you will see everybody around you, everything around you listens to you, it really becomes a vibrant power where the tendency to exploit is not there. Listen, that's a very important thing. Power without the tendency to exploit. Because as long as you feel the other person is separate from you, when you get the power, it will always be used for exploiting. Because the other person is separate from you, then naturally what you will feel? Let me suck all the possible energy, intelligence, time, talent, treasure. But when you feel the other person is your own extension, you will see, you will be showering so much, enriching so much. The power you have will not be exploiting, it will be enriching. I tell you, even if death comes at this moment, I can tell you very clearly, I can face the death directly and tell the death, I have enriched every human being more than what I received from anybody. I have given to every human being whom I met in my life more than what I received from them. My accounts is clear. I am ready. Come on, let's go. My accounts is clear. I don't have debt. No credit card money to be paid, loans to be paid, no debit card, no credit card. My accounts is clear. Understand, when you feel everyone is your extension, the power given to you, the power you gain, see, any living is power. Powerful way. Even in that, you will become powerful. So any lifestyle you choose, you will get power in that field. Whether it is exploiting or enriching, murdering or raping or go on serving. Whatever lifestyle you choose, living is power. When you go into the deepermost core of your being and start living based on completion, I tell you, the first power you will experience is everything around you listens to you. That power will simply make you enrich everyone. The best power you can have through living is power of enriching. Whatever you do, as I said, whether you live the life of enriching or exploiting, you will become powerful. I tell you, the power of exploiting brings more and more conflict within and without. And those conflicts naturally bring suffering. And the power of enriching brings more and more completion in you and in others. This full month, Nithyananda Sangha all over the world. The other day I was seeing, we have officially presence in more than 50 countries. As devotees, group of devotees, we have presence in 100 countries. All over the world, we are going to celebrate this whole month for Global Peace Month. Impacting global peace. All of us this whole month will live completion and do samskara dahana kriya, means burning the patterns which separates from others, burning the patterns which are constantly keeping us in a superficial level. All over the world, we will be doing samskara dahana kriya, burning our patterns and leading us to more and more completion. And we also have special 3 Nitya Dhyana Yoga program teaching people signs of completion and facilitating samskara dahana kriya. This month, 20th, 21st and 22nd, this whole month, all over the world, all our temples, ashrams, centers, yoga centers, schools, colleges, universities should do samskara dahana kriya, should do the practice of burning all the incompletions and patterns which leads to conflicts, bringing more and more peace inside us and outside us, spreading peace. This whole month, let's impact global peace. Let us really contribute to the global peace, not just talking about it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Not just talking about it. Let's do it. Even if you teach the samskara dahana kriya to 50 people in each area, each place where we have centers, ashrams, temples, two-way centers, yoga centers, even 50 people, each Tanidhar teaches, enriches them with these signs. The amount of suffering and negative waves, negative vibes reduction can contribute so much to the world. Please understand. One positive person can burn millions people negativity. Experientially, with evidence we proved, one positive person has already burnt at least 20 million people's negativity in last 10 years and brought peace. So each one of you stand up as one positive being, one authentic, responsible, enriching being. I tell you, we can do so much to the world. It will be a better place than the time we entered. When we leave, it should be a better place. That's all. When we leave the earth, it should be a better place. So understand, inner peace is your birthright. Go to the depths of your being. Bring more and more completion into you. Completion with others. And start living Advaita. Today in the Inner Awakening session, it's all about completion with others. So last 6 days, literally, you worked so much, one by one by one by one by one, layer by layer by layer by layer. The completion with yourself. Now comes completion with others. Today we are starting the science of completion with others. It's one of the most powerful science. Does so much to human beings, not just healing their relationships, even inside their consciousness, this inner space, so much of good is done. So much of awakening is done. See, when you have completed with others, the kind of strength you feel is the power of Advaita, strength of Advaita. Today the inner awakening sessions are all about completion with others. We have long session today working on completing with others. So with this, because today we have a long session with inner awakening, we are also lagging behind the syllabus. Actually, it is a good news, it's not a bad news, because participants are so sincere. They are going through the whole process so intensely, sincerely. Because of that, we are little delayed, but today I am going to catch up. Today I am going to spend more time and catch up with them, with the syllabus. So, I conclude today with this. I'll move to the next sessions. IAC. Answer means I'll tell, oh, you should all work for global peace. You should all work for turning the world. You should work for revolution. You should work for all these, that things. You should vote only the party which says that it will stop the war and all these things. This is the social answer. Nonsense. If you want the honest answer, I tell you, simply transform yourself. You can't do anything. If at all you can do, you would have done it. Be honest. If you can do, you would have done it. You are raising this question because you are not able to do. Am I right? So let us be very clear. Let us be honest. We are not able to do. Socially. That's the truth. That's the reason you are sitting here and raising the question. I tell you, understand few important things. There are a lot more attached to this question. There are many things which is attached to this question. We always feel the present is the world is totally spoiled. It is not going according to the rules or how it is supposed to be. It was wonderful once upon a time. In ancient time, things were going properly. Everything was well and great. And I tell you, 10,000 years ago, they found some writings on stone in Harappa Mohenjo-daro culture. Some stone writings have been discovered. The other day I read a beautiful book about that stone writings. That writings, it says, oh, nowadays the society is not as it should be. So much of war. There is no peace. In the early times, there was so much of peace. Society was really great. Things were as it should be. And it almost looks like a today newspaper editorial. 10,000 years ago, the same thing carved on a stone. Then understand, there was no such time as only good prevailed. It is just a fantasy. Hinduism, they call it Satya Yuga, the age of truth. There was a time only truth prevailed. And every religion, Christianity, they say the Garden of Adam and Eve. There was a time everything was wonderful. Every religion has got the fantasy. The past was great. There was golden past. Always the idea of golden past exists only in the past. The more you go back, again you say the past was great. And I tell you one thing, it is a wonderful way of postponing accepting the reality. Otherwise, I can be sure the world was same as it is today. Whether it is 5,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago. Maybe one thing, there was no CNN channel that time. News did not reach you so quickly. That's all. The news did not reach you so quickly. That may be the only difference. But otherwise, I can be sure the good and the bad was equal. Good and the bad was equal. The same amount of wars were there. All the other things were there. You read the Puranas, the mythological stories of India, you see enough of things. Enough of dirty things. I think sometimes I find a little more. And if you read completely the Puranas or the Hindu scriptures, there are a lot of things much worse than modern day. The criminal activities or bad things or negative things, whatever you say, all this stuff. And never think only present day is corrupted or violent. In the ancient days also, all these things were there. Only one thing was not there, CNN news or the internet. So the news did not reach you. But otherwise I can tell you, enough the good and bad was there. It always will exist. It will exist. All you can do is, if you awaken yourself, if you reach the enlightenment state, you can go beyond it. And I tell you, enlightenment is the only service you can do to the society. Just become enlightened so that you will reduce the negativity. Now, as of now, you are also the part of negative group. Naturally, we will be a negative group. As long as we are unenlightened, we will be the part of collective negative consciousness. So if you become enlightened, at least you will reduce your weight. That's the only thing we can do. Nothing else can be done. So all I request you to do is just become enlightened. Realize that you are a lion. That's the only way to help yourself and the society. Otherwise, all revolutions, you see, all revolution again end up as one more tradition. In last 2000 years, 3000 wars have happened in the humanity. In 2000 years, 3000 wars. Human beings have not done anything except doing wars, except fighting. Everybody claims he wants to do revolution. He wants to spread peace. You see, every country claims their army is a defensive army. Then who? Tell me, every country says defensive army. Then who is offending? These are all just, games. The idea of peace is a pure game. Everybody wants to spread the peace according to them, not according to the other person. They want peace according to them. The other day I was in one interreligious gathering. One guy is preaching, let all of you convert to my religion so that we will not have fight. He wants peace the way in which he wanted, not the way in which. And there's a beautiful saying, the sword of Muhammad, it is written, peace alone should survive, something like that. He has written some statement about the peace on the sword. We all take sword to spread the peace. So no revolution is going to help, because in the last 2000 years, 3000 revolutions have happened, but still world is same, I think much worse. So no revolution is going to help, only individual evolution is going to help. So be very clear. Instead of working in the outer world, start working in the inner world. That will help you and society some way. Social answer means social answer. Listen carefully. The space of Shanti, the space of Shanti is where Kailasa grows. Listen carefully. It is in the deep powerfulness of peace, or peace centered powerfulness is the ground, breeding ground for Paramashivatva to manifest. Please understand. Like how pure mirror reflects everything, pure Shanti based Shakti, peace based powerfulness reflects Paramashiva. Paramashiva manifests in peace based powerfulness. Please understand. Neither violence nor powerlessness. Powerlessness is weakness. Violence is abusive. Peace-centered powerfulness. Powerfulness-centered peace. All the Upanishads starts with peace, completes with peace. Shanti mantra. Starts with Shanti mantra, gets completed with Shanti mantra. Peace-based powerfulness is a fundamental requirement for Paramashivatva to manifest. That is why people who don't want us to manifest Paramashivatva or power manifestation do not want to allow the peace in our life, or do not want peace in our campus. Understand? But only if you are peaceful, which cannot be shaken even by the demons and devils and rakshasas, we can be in eternal peace. So, remember this very clearly. Peace alters the very DNA structure, genetic structure, the core Anu Mahat structure. Understand? Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. The consciousness in you is atom inside the atom, Mahat, more than Mahat. That Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. That consciousness starts growing in you with more and more peace-based powerfulness developing in you. Nothing can be compared to unclutching. Spend more and more time, energy in unclutching. It will never be wasted. Time spent on unclutching is the most productive time for you in your life, because immediately makes you altogether a different material. Understand? It makes your very biomemory, muscle memory, core structure, molecular structure, genetic structure, DNA structure, everything. All the 8 energy flows, 7 energy flows, 1 the pure conscious explosion. So totally 8 energy flow circuits exist in you. All the 8 explodes when you unclutch. Understand? Unclutching is the space of Sri Kailasa. Every chanting, every prayer in Hinduism ends with Shanti, Shanti, Shanti 3 times. Means peace, peace, peace. Hinduism is the real religion. Loving peace, living peace. Individual level, social level, global level. Understand? Hinduism lasts all its 56 nations, 200 states, 10,000 kingdoms, samsthanas, is not a loss to Hinduism, it is a loss to planet Earth, human beings. Wherever Hinduism is practiced, kept alive, the ideal of global peace is kept alive. Just do this one simple statistics. You yourself study. Google and study. Take the top 10 religions and list how many people they converted in last 200 years, how many people they killed. List for each religion. I can be 200% sure. You yourself will realize Hinduism is the most peace-loving and peace-living religion. Neither conversion nor terrorism. Neither conversion nor terrorism. Being the supreme pontiff of the most peace-loving, peace-living religion, I give you all my blessings on this International Peace Day. Understand? It is we Hindus need to keep the global peace as a living possibility, and we need to make this global peace as reality. Just talking about global peace will not work. Working for global peace only is the responsibility of the real living Hindu. Anyone who wants to claim themselves as a Hindu or practicing Hindu should work for global peace. Global peace is our responsibility. Every Hindus have the responsibility to bring global peace. So you can also throw a challenge. See, if you are making a Hindu micronation, you can throw this challenge to each one, your friends, family, 10 people. Let them participate in the challenge and then let them send the challenge to others. So I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus to become founding fathers of Kailasa micronation in your countries. You can also make a challenge, like how they made ice bucket challenge and all that. We can make a challenge. You form Hindu micronation and claim, I am the founding father of the Hindu micronation Kailasa. And then you can invite your family, friends for a challenge. 11 people. You form and you challenge 11 people and they also form and they spread. So let us start spreading. This project is my message on this International Day of Peace. Let us start working for global peace instead of just talking. What the work we do will talk for us. The talk we do will not work for us. This is the message. The work we do will talk for us. The talk we do will not work for us. Global peace is the responsibility of Hindus. We living, practicing Hindus, not only we should achieve the individual peace through unclutching yoga, we should also create an ecosystem where the global peace starts manifesting. This Kailasa Hindu micronation is the enlightenment ecosystem. I request every living, practicing Hindu to manifest, do it. So the global peace can manifest from these Kailasa Hindu micronations all over the world. Hindus.
Kailasa's mission of global peace and superconsciousness breakthrough. The sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora, are working for global peace and to give a superconsciousness breakthrough to humanity. It is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's mission to revive a conscious world where the global issues at the climate, economic, social, health, and humanitarian levels cease to exist from their very root, turning the problems of poverty, hunger, violence, discrimination into powerful living through the experience of oneness. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been working from the very grassroots level to usher in an era of peace at all levels, individual, societal, national, and global. His deep insights into the workings of the human mind body emotions have enabled him to powerfully and directly address various social, emotional problems facing humanity today. Some of the ways that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism provides spiritual solutions to combat the pandemic and the other issues. Since the beginning of the global lockdown, the amount of contribution and activism of Kailasa has increased multifold through the Paramashivoham program, bringing the super consciousness breakthrough to the whole humanity. By starting the Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna and contributing almost 3 million minutes Paramashiva Sankalpa chanting, the sacred Sanskrit mantra chanting to heal 24/7 via Zoom sessions. Spiritual healing to one and all 24/7. Helping humanity to cope up with insecurity, fear, disease by empowering individuals to heal themselves, learn to cope up emotions like depression and tough situations in relationships, providing alternative solutions to worldly problems through the power manifestation, initiating thousands every day into the manifesting abilities in Kailas courtyard sessions, providing healthy solutions like a technique to clear stomach from the Ayurveda solutions, which ultimately brings clarity out to the spiritual truths and give a conscious breakthrough. In the long term, establishing self-sufficient communities, continuing and intensifying the service of Annadan, the free food in Nithyananda Annalayas around the world, including Tiruvannamalai and Los Angeles, paving way with the New World Order, starting the agriculture-based communities in Adi Kailas and several other locations. Peacekeepers of Kailasa offering various life solutions from the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Hinduism prescribes various methods for global healing. One such is Maheshwara Puja, nullifying collective negativity simply through the presence of the avatar and his order of monks, offering Maheshwara Puja to the natural calamities hit victims. Bhava Samadhi Darshan to raise the individual consciousness breakthrough. Devi Parashakti, Akashic reading, the cosmic revelations. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, spiritual solutions for COVID-19. Society was created with the delusional ideas of too many human beings, blind spots, and the decisions made from those blind spots. If the visionary of a civilization or country or nation had blind spots when he develops the vision for it, the whole civilization suffers those blind spots forever. Now it's time that the Prakriti, nature, resets itself. Many of the blind spots based visions, ideas become important components of the society. This pralaya which is happening is melting down everything which is delusion based. The world as we know is gone. Let us celebrate God. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, spiritual solutions for COVID-19. This isolation, which is seemingly endless when with an unknown future, which is compelling humanity to make a 100% lifestyle change, is something to be deeply dwelt upon. All problems need to be addressed only with the spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions. To stop people having mental breakdown, pandemic fatigue, collapsing, depression, destruction, and also give them super consciousness breakthrough and revive the enlightened civilization, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continuously gives spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions. Some of the spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions are unclutching, practicing completion, practicing oneness, practicing ajapa japa of Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, consciously building a deep feeling connection, yoga, puja, vegetarian diet, and nirahara samyama. It is time we all take responsibility to save humanity, to protect people. Many of these solutions are online and free for one and all. For this Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna, people from over 50 countries continuously radiate the space of Paramashiva by practicing the unclutching meditation 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It started from 13th May 2020, and at any given point of time, there are 4 to 8 zones actively unclutching around the world. Join this movement of unclutching Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna at http://kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. The life solutions based on the ancient Hindu tradition, the meditation and yoga techniques from the scriptures, the cognitions rooted in the highest truth, the lifestyle based on living and radiating the higher values of life, and the powerful way of living and realizing one's ultimate potential form the foundation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's teachings, which by their inherent nature provide the foundation for peace on planet Earth. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has launched the Minutes for Peace initiative, which aims to reduce crime globally by conducting mass meditations around the world in parallel. In 2014, just after 2 years of launching the program, it crossed over 1 billion minutes of meditation. The scientific studies have shown a reduced crime rate after participation in the meditation and completion techniques. In 1976, it was found that when 1% of community practiced meditation and pujas, the crime rate was reduced by 16% on an average. The current tally on the Minutes for Peace website is more than 4.3 billion cumulative minutes of meditation logged, including all the events, programs, and festivals where people have gathered in large numbers and participated in meditations and rituals. The total count comes out to be a staggering 409 billion minutes of meditation for peace so far. You can see the glimpses where about 5,000 devotees gathered and participated in a 48-day meditation program called Shuddhatvaitam. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also hosted Kumbh Mela in United States of America in Los Angeles since 2007. Nithyananda Sangha is entrusted as the only organization to host Kumbh Mela outside India by the Akhila Bharatiya Akhada Parishad. In September 2006, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has organized the first confluence for world peace to honor the memory of those who lost their lives saving others on September 11th, 2001 at Irvine, California, United States. The second Confluence for Peace was held in Los Angeles in 2007 in collaboration with Vedanta Society, BAPS, ISKCON, Siddha Yoga, and other organizations. The Kumbh Mela festival spread fast to other countries, including Australia, Canada, etc. In 2009, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has organized a month-long peace walk covering 1,000 kilometers and 1,000 villages to bring together in harmony from all walks of life. To promote feeling connection and oneness among people during the walk, health camps were conducted in villages along its path. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has conducted large-scale collective meditations on September 21st International Peace Day to raise the collective consciousness. And one of the greatest contributions that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing, the initiating thousands into sannyas. Sannyas is our social responsibility. Let us save Hinduism and humanity. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revitalized the monastic tradition of sannyas by initiating hundreds of people into the Nithyananda monastic order. The all-renouncing monks contribute the best things to human civilization, mission that life is for others. These monks and nuns act as the harbingers of peace and empowerment for the human society distraught with the violence, depression, and other forms of life negativity. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also revived the ancient practice of embarking on pilgrimages, their spiritual journeys, reviving the original context. The food system hold the key to ending the world hunger. Under the Red Om, that is No Hunger Project, through the Annalayas at the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies worldwide, under the guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has served over 5 billion organic sattvic vegetarian meals so far. Giving free food to all the citizens is the economic policy of Kailasa, deriving the reference from Vedas and Agamas. Recently, the humanitarian initiative launched by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is opening the Kailasa's COVID care centers in India, where the monastic campuses have been turned into a multi-layer quarantine facility to safeguard the inmates against any possible point of contact with the outer world. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has opened this service free to all people, regardless of any differences in age, gender, caste, creed, ethnicity, color, or socio-economic status. Food, shelter, internet, and all basic facilities, including medical care, are provided at these COVID care centers free of cost and for an indefinite period of time. The outcome has been splendid. Zero infection rate so far among the participants, a feat not achieved anywhere else in the world, let alone in India. This response model of handling the COVID-19 pandemic at a community level, along with the guidelines and recommendations for governments, has been recognized and accepted by the United Nations as well. You can see some of the glimpses of the Kailasas COVID Care Protection Centers. Now, if you are in India, especially, join the COVID Care Protection Centers. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. Now let us see all these COVID care centers and various Kailasas de facto spiritual embassies are temple-based. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been reviving the temple culture and temple sciences and establishing so many ecosystems based on, let's understand why temple-based ecosystems. Now, in the times when COVID-19 is rampant and ancient temples are in a lockdown because of the risk of widespread corona disease, the devotees of these temples were visiting and having darshan of their gods and goddesses for thousands of years. At all these ancient sacred sentiments have come to a harming halt after the lockdowns have taken place. The religious fervor of the devotees is being lost due to the pandemic. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the e-Kailasa ecosystem and bringing all the ancient traditions of the online platforms on Kailasa TV, YouTube, and Facebook. Now let's listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on about reviving the temple science of temples.
Of this temple. Please tell us, Swamiji.
Read the next question also. Both.
As we see in our present time, towers of mobile, TV or dish TV antennas everywhere connecting invisibility to satellites, doing an incredible function for individuals and for society. My question is, there is and was everywhere temples and deities in this culture. Anybody coming from outside just wonder, is this just sentimental carved stones, worshipping culture or just artistic sculpture? What is the invisible function of temples, deities?
See, both questions, same answer. That is the reason I wanted to answer both the questions together. Modern day dish TVs, antennas, mobile towers, all of them work in the level of certain frequency where the words, pictures, visuals can be transmitted. See, the verbalization and visualization, names and forms can be transmitted from one place to another place through these mobile towers, dish TV antennas. But the temple towers are created to transmit super consciousness from one place to another place. Please understand, in Meenakshi's time, there was television, conscious television. It used to be in stone slab. And if you just sit in front of that stone TV, meditate, connect with Meenakshi, she will appear live and answer whatever you want. So each of the stone slabs only slowly later on became deities. You can see in our temples this happening. The TVs in which I am appearing and speaking are slowly becoming deities. They are receiving worship. Flowers are offered to it. Aarti is done to it. Incense given to it. Now, all our temples are planning to have a separate throne for this TV. In Los Angeles, already I am on the throne. The TV is in the throne. The TV, means which people are seeing me, have already become deity. Same way, please understand, the stones through which people are able to connect with the super consciousness have become deities. Same way, all our temples, deities, everything is a connecting mechanism with super consciousness. The mechanism which connects with the super consciousness. Please understand, the deities and temples are not just sentimental carved stones, or they are not just artistic sculptures, they are conscious transmitters. They raise you to the super consciousness. In each house in Vedic tradition, we have a puja room. All the puja rooms are your private conscious airport, are conscious transmission centers. The main temple is a place from where continuous super consciousness is radiating. So if you just sit and connect with a deep feeling connection, see, in those days human beings were so beautiful and simple. Just remembering the name of the deity is enough. They are already in connection with the deity. That feeling connection. When I read Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, it says, sit in Siddhasana and be in Samadhi. That's all. See, the human beings were so simple in those days. Just if you sit in Siddhasana, you are already in Samadhi. If you sit, your mind sits. Now, if you sit, your mind sits. Mind is completely away from the body. In those days, human beings are so simple and intelligent. All the non-mechanical parts of their brain were awakened. It is Western culture which killed the non-mechanical parts of the brain, the functions of the non-mechanical parts of the brain. Please understand, in the Vedic civilization, always human beings were brought up in such a way that non-mechanical parts of the brain was fully alive and awakened. It is a cultural invasion, destroyed the greatest possibility of the human being when the non-mechanical parts of the brain is not functioning anymore. The temples, deities, all these are looking useless. Otherwise, they are a huge conscious infrastructure. Please understand. So, an example, suddenly, if we find some method to travel just 20 feet above the air, or 30 feet above the air, without petrol or diesel, all our automobiles, roads, everything will become useless. Then you will wonder, why so many automobile industries are established? Why so many cars are produced? Why this huge road waste? I think our ancestors are fools. You don't understand. At one period, it was used. It was being useful. Our temples, our deities, All these are useful if all your non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened. Unclutching is the process to awaken your non-mechanical parts of the brain. When your non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened, you will understand temples, deities, how useful they are, how directly useful they are, how they are part of our life, how they enrich our life, and how they make human beings intelligent, enlightened. These are the methods created to create enlightened civilization. These grand temples are not built as an just monument. They are built as a conscious movement. It is not like Egyptian pyramids, monuments. No. It is conscious movement to raise human beings to the highest consciousness, to make human beings experience the highest purpose. Understand, unclutch, use the temples to achieve
especially Adi Kailas. On 19th May 2021, Devi revealed that the doors of Adi Kailasa will be open for all those who come with the trust. It will protect body and will give you conscious health. It will also give highest powers, dharma, artha, moksha, jnana, powers and karma, and go beyond karma. Adi Kailasa life will give you all goodness. On 31st May 2021, Devi revealed that the hell of Krimi Bhojanam mentioned by Vyasa in Garuda Puranam has opened and is directly falling on India as thunder. Running to Adi Kailasa and preventing it is the only way. I have opened Adi Kailasa for those who want to save their lives. All of you run to Adi Kailasa. On 11th June 2021, Devi revealed that drop the foolish mind with the business motive of bargaining and attain surrender and go to Adi Kailasa. Be in Adi Kailasa, I will do good to you. When the first world countries closed their borders during a massive global emergency, Kailasa has opened its doors to all without exception. Various COVID care centers open across India, including in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, various centers in Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, and Gujarat, and Hyderabad. Kailasa rushes to aid India as India finds itself on the verge of the COVID-19 third wave. Multiple free COVID care centers opened across India. Various social services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India. Spiritual services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India. Cosmic revelations on global pandemic. The free social services offered during the pandemic in de facto spiritual embassies across India are medical care, which includes allopathy, Ayurvedic, and Siddha medicine, infrastructure to accommodate thousands, accommodation for multi-layered quarantine, emergency ambulances, ICU on wheels, personal protective security management through food banks and organic farming. Join the Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Centers and register now through the link below. https://kailasa.org/Kailasa Care. With this, we are going to move on to the next part of our segment after a very short break. Thank you, Nithyanandam.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
Ammayappane, nee ennayappane. Ammayappane, nee ennayappane. Ammayappane, nee ennayappane. Ammayappane, nee ennayappane. மக்களுக்காக மறுபடியும் நீ அவதரித்தானே. மக்களுக்காக மறுபடியும் நீ அவதரித்தானே. அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே. அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே. அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே. ஐயப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே. నిన్నరు పెరగ నిన్నరు పెరగ ஏதும் பிற இருந்தால் கருணை நீ செய்யும் எந்தாயே. ஏதும் பிற இருந்தால் கருணை நீ செய்யும் எந்தாயே. அப்பனே செய்யும் எந்தாயே. அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே. அம்மையப்பனே நீ என்னையப்பனே. நீ என்னையப்பனே. அப்பனே நீ என்னை அப்பனே. அம்மை அப்பனே நீ என்னை அப்பனே.
ஆறுபடை கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே. ஆறுபடை கப்பா ஆறுபடை கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே. ஆறுபடை கப்பா அறுபடை சக்தி ஒருமுக நித்தியனின் திருவடியை நாம் காண்போம். நித்யா நிர்வடியை நாம் காண்போம். நித்தியன் திருவடி கண்டு நோயற்ற வாழ்வினை பெறுவோம். நித்தியன் திருவடி கண்டு நோயற்ற வாழ்வினை பெறுவோம். ஆறுபடை கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே. ஆறுபடை கப்பா ஆறுபடை கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே. ஆறுபடை கப்பா கேட்டால் தருவாய் வந்தால் அருள்வாய். நித்தியபுரி நித்யா நித்யா நித்தியபுரி நித்யா. நித்தியன் பாதம் கண்டு சகல செல்வமும் பெறுவோம். நித்தியன் பாதம் கண்டு சகல செல்வமும் பெறுவோம். ஆறுபடை கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே. ஆறுபடை கப்பா ஆறுபடை கப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை கப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே. ஆறுபடை கப்பா நித்யனே நித்யேஸ்வர ரூபா நித்யா நித்யேஸ்வர ரூபா உனை தஞ்சம் அடையும் பக்தரை காத்தருள்வாய் ஐயா உனை தஞ்சம் அடையும் பக்தரை காத்தருள்வாய் ஐயா ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை அப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஆறுபடை அப்பா அப்பா நித்தியன் வாழும் நித்தியபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை அப்பா மார்கழி மாதத்தில் குதித்த நித்யனே நித்யபுரி நித்யா நித்யா நித்யபுரி நித்யா உன் பாதம் கண்டு நாங்கள் சரணடைந்தோமே உன் பாதம் கண்டு நாங்கள் சரணடைந்தோமே ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை அப்பா நித்யன் வாழும் நித்யபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை அப்பா நித்யன் வாழும் நித்யபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை அப்பா நித்யன் வாழும் நித்யபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை அப்பா நித்யன் வாழும் நித்யபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை அப்பா நித்யன் வாழும் நித்யபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஓம் ஆறுபடை அப்பா நித்யன் வாழும் நித்யபுரி மலையே ஆறுபடை அப்பா ஆறுபடை அப்பா
ॐ नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि परमशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् I welcome all of you with my love and respects. I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus from all over the world. All the ministers, diplomats, ambassadors, citizens, consulate generals, Mantreshwaras, Vidyeshwaras, Ganeshwaras, Lokeshwaras, Astreshwaras. I welcome all of you with my love and blessings. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Fourth force, strong nuclear power, is the extension and increase of gravity, electromagnetic force, weak nuclear force, all its permutation combinations. Listen. The fourth force is not only extension, it includes all the other three. I wanted to remind all of you once more, Hinduism is cosmic science. It teaches you the whole life. மண்ணில் நல்லவண்ணம் வாழலாம், விண்ணில் நல்லவண்ணம் உறையலாம். மண்ணில் வாழும் அறிவியலும் விண்ணை ஆளும் அறிவியலும் சேர்ந்ததே சனாதன Hindu தர்மம். Listen. A blissful, happy life with all the auspiciousness in this plane and the most auspicious, beautiful, powerful life in the higher planes. Hinduism teaches you the science of this. It's a cosmic science. Feel pride and feel blessed. You are born Hindu and are practicing Hindu. You have been given this powerful knowledge. You are the inheritors of this great powerful knowledge. One of the worst crime done to humanity is teaching humanity that you have only one life. No. Listen to this carefully. Listen to this carefully. Telling you only we exist, human beings exist in this universe is stupidity. Telling you beings from the other planes, other universe, other parts of the universe are aliens is criminal, crime. Beings from other planes are neither aliens nor false. First of all, we are not alone on this universe. Second, beings from other zones and other universes are not aliens. They are our own version, little evolved. Our own version, evolved, are the Devas, Gana, Yaksha, Rakshasa, Rishi, Muni, Gandharva, all of them. Our transformed existence is Kailasavasis. I am not telling you any cock and bull stories. I am not giving you any theories, theologies. Clear knowledge as it is. I have come from Kailasa to introduce this cosmic science to the modern human beings because modern human beings forgot this whole science. I am reviving this whole science. So listen. Last few satsangs I was talking about these four forces. Today I wanted to talk about fourth force and giving more understanding about the third force also. Everything you know about the nuclear power, quantum physics, parallel universe, everything which is established, this multiple existence, all of it put together is third force. Third force's imaginary fantasy extension. If you do a scientific fiction movie, sci-fi movie, based on all your understandings about the third force, it is fourth force. Listen. Till now, human beings have not decoded the fourth force in a concrete way, but the fourth force is all possibility of third force. Because it is all possibility of the third force, any science fiction movie you develop based on anything you know about the third force is a reality in the fourth force. Listen to that. I'm repeating. Any fantasy imagination you develop centered on the principles you know about the third force is part of the fourth force. Because the fourth force is everything you can imagine as an extension, transformation, multiplication of the third force and more. That's the fourth force. Let me give you some more understanding about the third force. Listen. Multiple universes, planes exist. That's the first thing. Pitruloka is true. When you leave the physical body, you carry your Karana Sarira, the causal body, your deep-rooted patterns, and reach the Pitruloka and live. I am not lying to you when I say, if your generations give you the Shraddha and Pinda only, you will be happy and have a social respect in the Pitruloka. I am not strategic or cunning or lying when I utter this word. I am uttering the truth. It's not that I wanted the Hinduism to spread and kept alive, so I am telling you this story. If Hinduism is not kept alive, planet Earth will not be there. Get lost. I have nothing to lose. I already renounced the planet Earth. I am in Kailasa. If you guys want the planet Earth, save it. I am here only to give you the truth as it is. Making it into the lifestyle is your responsibility. Listen. Especially the people who are already successful, having basic needs of your life fulfilled. Like you already have a spouse, kids, car, house, basic needs. All those people, those of you, it's your responsibility for your next generations to understand, internalize the science of Hinduism, the cosmic science, the greater science, and keep it alive. I was so happy when I educated myself about this ISKCON's temple they are building in Mayapur. The temple of Vedic Planetarium, where they are describing the Vaishnavite Srimad Bhagavatam description of the universes, the multiple universes, the different lokas. It's a Vaishnavite version, it's a Bhagavatam version. But I am so happy that they have attempted to make people understand about the existence of the multiple universes, the vertical time zones. Surely, I'll be giving the Vedic Agamic version of the multiple universes and building a temple to showcase to all of you and show you experientially how each initiation and power manifestation, you can experience those vertical time zones like Devaloka, Pitruloka, Tapoloka, Satyaloka, the lokas of Yakshas, Kuberaloka, Indraloka, Chandraloka, Suryaloka, the different planets and planes. So understand this truth. When I say Pitruloka exists, it is true. You are not accidental. Evolution of some biological permutation, combination, good or bad, right or wrong. No. You are a conscious manifestation to celebrate, live your existence on this plane and in higher planes, vertical time zones. I am giving you the truth and my vision to create an ecosystem where this truth can be lived and celebrated. This is my sincere effort to make the Kailasa, whether the first Kailasa I manifested in Tiruchengodu or the Kailasa I am manifesting in multiple places now, or the Maha Kailasa I am manifesting. This is the vision. Vision is where human beings are given a very powerful supportive ecosystem where they are everything related to this world, health, wealth, beautiful relationships, success, feeling empowered, enlightened, and know about the vertical time zone, multiple universes, and start experiencing it, preparing themselves to live in those spaces after they leave the body. Because life doesn't end when your body stops functioning. No. Life is so much more. than you can even imagine, understand. Theosophy Society, Arabindo Ashram, Paramahamsa Yogananda, Osho, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, ISKCON, Ramakrishna Mission, Sampradaya, all of them have sincerely trying to make the same vision in their own version. I am trying to create most updated, because now I know all the insecurities of these human beings, why something is successful and why something fails. Above all, time is in my favor. Age is in my favor. I am too young. I am only in early 40s. Whole life is in front of me. 41 Chaturmasya spiritual strength, 27 years of a spiritual socio experiences, working in the spiritual field with the society, 27 years of solid experience and expertise, 41 years of Chaturmasya, solid spiritual foundation, and I have my whole life ahead of me. This is the advantage I have. Let me express these truths so this vision can start manifesting in all of you. This third force and fourth force manifests in all of you. This is my vision for all my Kailasas. Whether it started in a container, I don't know how many of you know, the first Adinam, Tiruchengoda Adinam, started in a steel shed. That is why I always feel container is auspicious. Put container in any place, it will become Kailasa. Because the first Kailasa is container Kailasa. Only then the hut was built. There was a small steel shed which was used as a pump set, gifted to me by a devotee. That's when first I started staying. From there only I built the hut. So that is why even now, anywhere people give me, donate property, I tell them first put a container, plant a container, start container Kailasa. From there it will, from container Kailasa to uncontainable Kailasa. The vision is same, where we provide an ecosystem for human beings to have a healthy, wealthy, blissful, complete life in this plane and enlightened, awakened life with the higher zones, vertical zones. Still, many of my vision is not yet unfolded into reality, but I have spelled out my vision very clearly. It will unfold when more and more collective integrity starts happening. For example, I wanted to evolve the Sambhavana system. The Grihasthas can make wealth for their personal life and expenses. Working for Hinduism, for Kailasa, like a win-win. You strengthen the Kailasa and you also get personal income. This was the vision I revealed maybe 2005 or 6 with a project called Anand Samaj. Is a kind of a communities evolving everywhere. If we have people with more collective integrity, who take the responsibility for integrity of everyone, these systems can be successful. These things can be successful. A 10 family can join, take up a project, make it successful, have Kailasa strengthened, Hinduism strengthened, and the ecosystem strengthened, and you receive the personal income. All the things are fulfilled like a win-win. It is possible. It is possible, especially in the cities of India and the NRIs in Malaysia, Europe, US, Trinidad Tobago, where the Hindus are the richest ethnic minority. If you guys start evolving this kind of Kailasas, you will create an ecosystem where your generations will have strong feeling connection with Hinduism. They will live Hinduism. They will manifest Hinduism. They will be giving you the Shraddha for generations, building the modern day Agraharams. Temple-centric communities, கோவில் பெருங்குடிகள். தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும்னா, மலையும் மலை சார்ந்த இடமும் குறிஞ்சி, காடும் காடு சார்ந்த இடமும், அது மருதம், முல்லை, நெய்தல், பாலைன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஐம்பெரும் நிலங்கள்னு. காடும் காடு சார்ந்த இடமும், வயலும் வயல் சார்ந்த இடமும், கடலும் கடல் சார்ந்த இடமும், குறிஞ்சி, முல்லை, மருதம், நெய்தல், பாலை 5 நிலங்களை சொல்வார்கள். மலையும் மலை சார்ந்த இடமும் குறிஞ்சி. அது எனக்கு தெரியும். காரணம்னா நான் அந்த மலை சார்ந்த இடத்திலே பிறந்து வளர்ந்ததால். அதுபோல நன்றாக புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். 6ஆம் நிலம் ஒன்று உண்டு. கோவிலும் கோவில் சார்ந்த இடமும் கைலாசம். Listen. Temple-centric communities, temple-centric lifestyle, It's all just in each city, few families need to have that collective integrity. It cannot be done through autocracy or democracy. Autocracy, democracy, all crazy. All just crazy. Democracy means the mass is cheated, that they are empowered by few autocratic individuals. Autocracy means people know openly they are being ruled and at least hold the rulers responsible historically. So this autocracy, democracy, all crazy. Neither autocracy nor democracy is going to work for the future. Collective integrity, responsibilism only is going to work for the future. That's why the Kailasa, I am evolving a kind of a new responsible democracy. How I am evolving, all the temple volunteers will vote any issue related to running the temple. All the donors will vote any issue related to money. All the administrators only will vote any issues related to administrative policies. A temple volunteer, if he is volunteering for administration also, he will have 2 votes. He will have a vote in the temple related and administration related because he is involved in administration. If he is an SJP donor, he will have the voting, one more vote to involve and vote about the economic affairs. So the votes are given based on the responsibility, responsibilism. Responsible democracy evolves collective integrity. That's the way I'm evolving now. I'm actually sitting and penning down the whole principles, how the Kailasa should be run, the guidelines. I'm making it into a responsible democracy. If you are a temple volunteer, you spend certain number of hours maintaining temple, you have the right to vote everything related to temple affairs. If you are a donor, SJP Yajaman, you get 1 vote related to all the economic affairs. If you are a SJP Karta, you get 5 votes, all related to economic affairs. If you are volunteering in administration, you get vote to vote in all affairs of administration. If you are volunteering in garden, housekeeping, you get the right to vote in all the affairs of the gardening house. Responsible democracy. That's the way I am evolving this Kailasa. These digital ecosystems and the spiritual ecosystems I am evolving all over the world. From that time, my gurus have handed over me the first ashram from Tiruvannamalai. Then I did the first ashram in Tiruchengodu. My vision for Kailasa is clear. as I said, மலையும் மலை சார்ந்த இடமும் குறிஞ்சி, காடும் காடு சார்ந்த இடமும் முல்லை, வயலும் வயல் சார்ந்த இடமும் மருதம், மணலும் மணல் சார்ந்த இடமும் நெய்தல், ஐ திங்க் மணலும் மணல் சார்ந்த இடமும் பாலை, கடலும் கடல் சார்ந்த இடமும் நெய்தல். தென் கோவிலும் கோவில் சார்ந்த இடமும் கைலாசம். We need to evolve Kailasa everywhere. I am seeing some of the successful Kailasas. Banu Patel has done a best Kailasa in Oklahoma. Because naturally she has a beautiful collective integrity team built for her business. See, the business network she built is all from the family, and they all have already built a collective integrity. That is why that the Kailasa, Oklahoma is such big success. The best kept deities, most beautiful rituals. They all gather, sing, dance, happily, inspire, live Hinduism, do Garba dance, Bhagavad Gita, Guru Puja, Shiva Puja, spirituality, meditation, yoga, whatever they can. They already formed a ecosystem where their generations will learn more and more about Hinduism and live, practice. Banu is very successful in evolving a very beautiful Kailasa ecosystem. Maybe little more enlightenment, education, knowledge, all that will happen in course of time. But the ecosystem is successful. I feel everywhere, every city, in US, Europe, even in India, if you guys start creating this Kailasa ecosystem, you will have your next generation following Hinduism, giving you Shraddha. You will have peace in Pitruloka. The Kailasa will evolve beautifully on the planet Earth. திரும்ப சொல்றேன், மலையும் மலை சார்ந்த இடமும் குறிஞ்சி, காடும் காடு சார்ந்த இடமும் முல்லை, வயலும் வயல் சார்ந்த இடமும் மருதம், கடலும் கடல் சார்ந்த இடமும் நெய்தல், மணலும் மணல் சார்ந்த இடமும் பாலை. ஏன் மெமரிலேயே கரெக்டா இருந்து இவனுங்க ரெஃபரன்ஸ் கொடுக்குறேன்னு சொல்லி துண்டு சீட்டு கொடுத்து என்ன குழப்பிட்டானுங்க. எப்பவுமே நம்ம மண்டையை நம்புறது தான் பெஸ்ட். துண்டு சீட்டை நம்பினோம்னா எனக்கு இந்த ரெஃபரன்ஸ் போடுற டீம் ஒன்று இருக்கு. அது நான் பேசும் பொழுதே ரெஃபரன்ஸ் கொடுக்கும். அது கொடுக்குற ரெஃபரன்ஸ் தான் கன்ஃபியூசிங்காக இருக்கும். எப்பெல்லாம் நான் என் பிரெயின் மெமரியை நம்பி சொல்கிறேனோ அப்பெல்லாம் கரெக்டாக சொல்லிடுவேன். எப்பெல்லாம் இந்த ரெஃபரன்ஸ் கொடுக்குற இந்த எழுதி கொடுக்குறவங்க சீட்டை நம்புறனோ அப்பெல்லாம் குழப்பி வச்சிருதுங்க. மலையும் மலை சார்ந்த இடமும் குறிஞ்சி, காடும் காடு சார்ந்த இடமும் முல்லை, வயலும் வயல் சார்ந்த இடமும் மருதம், கடலும் கடல் சார்ந்த இடமும் நெய்தல், மணலும் மணல் சார்ந்த இடமும் பாலை, கோவிலும் கோவில் சார்ந்த இடமும் கைலாசம். Every city on the planet Earth, we should create Kailasa. Every city we should create Kailasa. Kailasa lifestyle is a beautiful preparation for you to live comfort the higher planes, vertical time zones. When you go there, you won't feel cultural shock. You will not feel cultural shock when you go to the higher planes if you learn the Kailasa lifestyle here on the planet Earth. We just need some of the dedicated people. You see, you don't need cunningness, strategy to make Kailasa. You just need Tyagis, dedicated people who have a conscious stamina, will, persistence, making it happen. Will stay strong and make it happen, like Arishchandra, Satyavadi, the Savitri, Satyavan Savitri. Whatever. Will, persistence. Nachiketa. Will, persistence. A child fasting for 2.5 days without food and water is equivalent to an adult fasting for 2.5 years. Because for child, food is the only life, source of life. For an adult, there are multiple sources of life. His body has evolved to use multiple things as source of life. But for a child, food is the only source of life. And a child, Nachiketa, fasting for 2.5 days is equivalent to an adult fasting for 2.5 years with a will, persistence. Satyavan Savitri, Nachiketa, Arishchandra, what a will, persistence. We need just few people with that kind of a conscious stamina, will, persistence to create collective integrity, to make collective integrity for Kailasa to happen. They become the foundation of Kailasa's evolution. Not any efficient, cunning, strategic, no. It is dedicated, tyagis. Earlier, the Kailasas are like luxury. But now, it is survival need. I'm seeing so many people messaging this Meda Slatya, so many people. Oh, I want Kailasa in Kashmir, I want Kailasa in Guwahati. All you guys, stop wasting my time if you can't take the responsibility. Meda Slatya, you don't need to be independent. You just need a conscious will, conscious stamina, will, persistence. Go to Adi Kailasa, get trained, renounce your luxurious, hypocritical, negligent lifestyle. Because your ancestors did not do the tyaga, Kashmiri Pandits are suffering and Hindus lost Kashmir. Don't continue to be criminally negligent. Decide to dedicate and stop your stupid ideas about life. Go to Adi Kailasa and have the basic training. Then carry that ecosystem to Jammu and Kashmir and start manifesting, reviving. Do what need to be done. Nobody is interested in your crybaby stories. Nobody is interested in your criminal negligent lifestyle. Or just disappear from my eyes. Go and live as you want. Don't waste my time and get the karma of Guru Aparada. Wasting Guru's time. When I give a vision, everyone says, oh, I want to do, I want to do. Come on. There is a clear system I have evolved. Procedure. There are ecosystems which is functioning. It's not that those ecosystems are perfect, but it is budding. Go there, see what all can be done. Right, wrong, good, bad. In that, learn the conscious stamina, will, persistence. Then take that to the different places we have. You don't even need to take the risk of buying new properties. We have multiple properties all over the world. You can go and start planting in any of our properties without any risk. Once you are successful in Adi Kailasa, in our properties, then go and do it in your city. There is a clear system and successful in multiple places. Instead of doing the responsibility, just lying to yourself and to me. Oh, I want to do this in Jammu. I want to do this in Kashmir. I want to do this in Guwahati. I want to do this here. I want to do that there. No. If you want to do it. If not, be criminal, negligent Hindu, rot. As I told you, the Hindus should know their negligence has crossed the level of casual unattending or just blinded by the consumeristic lifestyle. All that level is over. Now it has gone to criminal negligent level. If you get out of your criminal negligence and create Kailasa ecosystems in every city, the next generation of Hindus are going to be there. And I don't want to say the otherwise. What will happen? I don't want to utter through my mouth. Because I have to make it happen. I don't have a choice. Along with me, I'll do it with you. If you don't, I'll do it without you. If you oppose, I'll do it in spite of you. But I'll do it. I'll make it happen. வந்தால் உங்களோடு வராவிட்டால் தனியாக எதிர்த்தால் உங்களையும் மீறி செய்தே தீருவோம் பரமசிவ கைலாசம்.
Nithyananda Nithyananda Nithyananda.
Listen. We need to address seriously these few issues in the Kailasa ecosystem. One, the most important, the ecosystem should be self-sustaining. Second, a separate male sannyas order, female sannyas order, grihastha order. All these three separate. Third, system where the grihasthas can make personal income. Some method of sambhavana where they make enough personal income for their personal expenses. Either a common project, a for-profit project is made successful. Running a restaurant or running a hotel, motel, or running even enriching and causing very professionally. There are multiple possibilities. Hinduism has some of the most beautiful, sure shot, result based products. Yoga, life solutions. You can share all these. And wherever Paramashiva allows, you can make money. The money can be made. Where he does not allow money to be made, we can't. Following the economic policies of Paramashiva, we can make a beautiful ecosystem for grihasthas to make personal income. This is the third point to be addressed. Fourth, responsible democracy in evolving all the policies of those Kailasas ecosystem. If this simple four fundamentals are maintained, not only Kailasa will flourish, you will have an amazing ecosystem for it to continue forever. So the sannyasis will have Maheshwara Puja by the generation of sannyasis, sannyasa parampara, and they will be happy in Kailasa and Pitruloka, wherever they reach as per their karmas. If they were living as sincere, integrated sannyasis, they will straight reach Kailasa. If they had messed up, then they will reach only Pitruloka. If they are completely messed up, then Brahmarakshas. That is up to them. All the Grihasthas will have their generations beautifully living Hinduism and giving Shraddha to you for generations. So you will be happy in Pitruloka or Kailasa, wherever you reach. These are the foundation, fundamental, practical truths. This is enough for the Kailasa ecosystem to manifest. Living in the Kailasa ecosystem will make you manifest the third force, because continuously you will be getting the powerful clicks. You will have a very peaceful life. I'll repeat, these 4 things need to be addressed for any successful Kailasa. Separate place for male sannyasa order and female sannyasa order, which will include their own temple, their own gurukuls for that gender. Male sannyasa order will have the male sannyas gurukul and the temple run by them. Female sannyasa order will have female gurukul and temple run by them. Goshala for themselves and library for themselves. 2 separate ecosystem, and the grihasthas separate. Grihasthas will have their own library and their own temple projects. All 3 separate campus, so that each one's ecosystem is not disturbed by the other's ecosystem. Only then all 3 will be successful. If not, all 3 will go through idiotic comparisons, land into criminally destructive mental setup. Grihasthas feeling jealousy about the sannyasis and sannyasis feeling, sannyasis comparing themselves to grihasthas is extreme stupid. Criminal negligence and crime itself. So all the 3 separate campus. That's the first thing to be taken care. Second, most important, grihasthas should have a win-win, successful personal income. Need to expect anything from the outer world or from the administration. They have their own independence and what they call as security for their future and all that. So they are economically not dependent on anybody else. There are tons of systems, business opportunities can come up. Third, responsible democracy with collective integrity. Responsible democracy with collective integrity. Fourth, continuous intense inspiration. Living Kailasa. That 4th job continuously. I think these are the 4 major things will make any Kailasa ecosystem successful and expanding. Based on these principles, you can create in each city on your own. It is not necessary all the Kailasavasis have to have houses just in one campus. No, it can be near around the temple. You can settle down around the temple. For example, there are so many people, devotees, who have settled down around the LA temple. Los Angeles temple. They are not in one campus, or it's not that owned by the central organization or anything. It's all their houses. But they've settled down around the Kailasa, Los Angeles. You can settle down around the Kailasa, San Jose, driving distance or walking distance, and start developing collective integrity. Start developing separate campuses for men and women. The responsible democracy with voting rights and collective integrity. This will make Kailasa ecosystem everywhere.
Nithyanandam Om Nithyanandaya Nithyanandam 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 Om Nithyanandaya Nithyanandam Nithyanandam Om Nithyanandaya Nithyanandam Nithyanandaya Nithyanandam Nithyanandam Om Nithyanandaya Nithyanandam Om Nithyanandaya Nithyanandam Nithyanandam Om Nithyanandaya Nithyanandam Om ॐ नित्यानन्दाय नित्यानन्दं नित्यानन्दम् ॐ नित्यानन्दाय नित्यानन्दम्
So, let me repeat the 4 points I was giving as my vision. For a successful Kailasa ecosystem, with a clear description and definition, first point, all the 3 orders to have a separate campus, like male sannyas order, female sannyas order, grihastha order, all 3 self-sustaining. See, when I say male sannyas order, it includes all the individual single male, like Rudras, Bhairava, Yoga, Sannyasi, Brahmachari, Vanaprasthi, all the orders where an individual lives life with himself. That all that male orders, one campus, including the male Gurukul. Next, female orders. The female orders are like Brahmacharini, Sannyasini, Vanaprasthini, not Rishika. Rishikas are more like a Grihasthas. Rishikas are married. So here the Vanaprasthinis are the live together as man and wife. But if the spouse is dead or divorced and you take Vanaprastha, you live alone. All the single female, including the female Gurukul, that as on campus, in that Rudraganya, Yogini, Bhairavi, all the female single sampradayas, and the Grihasthas, all 3 separate campus, self-sustaining, with their own temples, their own Gurukuls, their own Goshala, their own agriculture unit, self-sustaining. That's the first step. Second step, where Grihasthas are able to generate personal income through all the allowed business by Paramashiva. Paramashiva has given a clear list of allowed business where you can make money, sattvic money. All the allowed businesses can be explored. And private income, personal income is generated. Where it's like a win-win. You strengthen the Kailasa and Kailasa also strengthens you. Win-win. The third point is responsible democracy of collective integrity, where people who are responsible for that departments, that ministry only as a right to vote the issues related to that ministry. So all the mess ups of the democracy is eliminated. Criminal negligence can be minimized or drastically reduced, literally removed. And the fourth point is intense spiritual experiential Kailasa lifestyle. This four will make successful Kailasa ecosystems all over the world. We should think and work to make the Kailasa ecosystems all over the world. So all of you contemplate on this. I'll reveal more depth and details about third force and fourth force in a very practical, implementable ways. So with this, we will have darshan later. I'll announce the time of the Paramashiva darshan. Now it's already late for all of you to go to bed. It's 11:36. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Paramadvaitam, Shuddhadvaita Saivam. The state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa of Paramashiva, Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Nithyanandam Om Nithyanandaya Nithyanandam 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 Om Nithyanandaya Nithyanandam
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
The Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि।